Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Tough Doll Tarot. What is the tea on the? We want to know the hot, piping hot tea on the. So let's get started. I already pre-selected your cards. I didn't look at them except for these two that I pulled. Pile number one, you chose the girl in the cup. So it appears to me that she is a little bit underwater. Her eyes are closed, and she's definitely meditating or simply paying attention to what's going on in her mind. So the hot piping tea on the pile number one is that you're incredibly strong, that you've mastered a lot of things, that you've mastered your inner demons, that you've made friends with them, in fact. The tea on the also is that some people feel woeful is the word that I'm getting. They're like, woe is me. Pile number one, pay attention to me. You're not paying attention to them. And they want to talk about it. But you're withdrawn, that you are divinely protected. Also, the tea on the, keep in mind, this is perspective, is the Empress reverse, which I found really interesting. Now, the Empress reverse can be stating, if you're a parent, that you're not being a very good mom. And of course, this is from other people's perspective. It could be a particular person, that you're not being perhaps a good mom, that whatever it is that you're doing is not abundant. If you are, I don't know, into the creative arts and things like that, that it's just not happening, that you're toiling endlessly for no reason. So there's a lot of gossip. There's a lot of tea out on the streets about the. What's the tea? Pile number one. Heartache and loss. Well, not surprised to see you here. Yeah. So this can go one of two ways, or even actually both. So heartache and loss right under the strength card can really indicate that people are feeling your loss, that they're feeling like they want to come towards you, that they want to be around you, maybe perhaps that they want to speak with you. But according to the girl in the cup that you chose, you are really closed off, walled off, and really listening only to your internal dialogue. People could have a lot of feelings about this. And it's interesting because I've never looked at this before, but if you look at this heart right here that's broken, right, this is a foundation. This is what people have previously stood upon. And maybe you've been like really just open-hearted and giving all the time, and you're in an era where you've withdrawn, you've gone within, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the current tea on the is that people, I feel, with her hands almost like pressed up in prayer like this, now all of a sudden it's down. It's almost like they're willing to pray to anyone and anything in order to gain your attention, right? Kind of interesting. With all the blue indicated right here, there's a definite desire for dialogue from you, but there is nothing but silence. With the number three, there's no collaboration, no cooperation whatsoever. Pile number one, the tea on the is the heart chakra. The heart chakra with the number four, and it's sequential. Interesting. So I'm going to say that these people have seen how you operate, that you take one step after another. And it seems like the only thing that they can actually go after is maybe perhaps your business or what is flourishing, or they are minding your business instead of minding their own, which is interesting as well. But with the number four right here, this is about balance. This is about your heart chakra being open, wide open. This is about things growing. And two things, these cards, this one should be upright, right? And you look at the clock right here, and she is pregnant, and she's got fire in her hand, indicating that there's a lot of energy, and she can create, right? But when it's on the upside down, this is that whatever you are touching, whatever you're attending to, is just not growing. And you're definitely not tending to hearts, okay? Specifically other people's hearts. And that's what's the hot tea on the pile number one. If you're liking these kind of readings, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Also know that I have a second channel. It's actually my first. And in that channel, I have over 700 videos. I think 750 right now, I'm not sure. but they're similar in nature, so you might want to go check that out. It is called PsychicMD, and I'll leave the link below. Pile number one, the tea on the is that people actually are clamoring for your attention and you're paying absolutely no mind. Yeah. I feel like these people could be numbing themselves, having a lot of excess, drinking, drugging, numbing, smoking, all things that are separating themselves from their emotions. And they themselves, in fact, are closing their eyes. And it's interesting because this person has rose-colored glasses almost. That's what it appears. How when you say, you know, take off your rose-colored glasses, this person doesn't want to see things any other way. And I feel like this could be a stalemate situation, a situation where you're in separation. You've withdrawn your energy, perhaps, or some way, somehow, you are distanced from these people. Pile number one, the hot tea on the, yep, locked up. And maybe, and that's what I was sensing before, right? I should have said it right before I flipped it. I was thinking of like jail. It felt like jail. It felt like imprisonment. These people, the hot tea on the is that they feel imprisoned. They feel locked up. They feel like they don't even know where the key is in order to open up those jail cells. And regardless of that, it's like they feel left out, but they don't see anything that your hand is producing. Okay. But they're definitely riveted. They're trying to listen to internal dialogue, but the problem is that they're medicating themselves and numbing themselves through it. And therefore, they're going to be stagnant in the same energy until they learn how to deal, okay? Yeah, they feel imprisoned. They feel like there's no way out. And in a lot of ways, they're feeling like you are the game warden and it's much ado about nothing because this Empress right here is upside down. Now, for some of you guys, this is actually, the Empress could be the mother figure, right? With the with her being pregnant. So this could be saying that there's a mother figure that feels distance from you, that there's no communication. Maybe they're in prison, maybe you're in prison, maybe it's a spiritual prison, maybe there are barriers and walls for a reason, or simply you've withdrawn in order to listen to your internal dialogue and work on some things for yourself. Okay, overlooked. So there's something to be said about sunglasses or glasses here. So the TMD is maybe that you're spending too much money on glasses, or that you have too many pairs of glasses. That could be a thing as well. But also I feel like this person has a desire to do some spying or looking into things or digging up dirt and things like that because they can't simply get into your energy in a direct manner. So they will covert till the cows come home, meaning that they will dig, they will ask anybody, they will friend anyone in order to get into your energy. And they feel overlooked, not being valued or appreciated, undermined. And yet they're definitely not having their eyes open to listen at all. And, you know, I feel like this would be great because you'd be in very similar situations if this person had their eyes closed, but they were like meditating or contemplating. But this person is really just trying to numb their way out of everything and not feel. The Two of Wands. So what's a tea on thee is that you have a lot of choices and options, and it seems like you hold all the answers in your hand. And this person's feeling like this is unfair, all right? Because they're like, well, why do you get to hold all the answers? Or why do you get to wield the power? And you get to say when it's go time or when things happen or when communication transpires and they don't. So that's what the tea on the is that you are being ice cold, that you're icing people out, that you're not allowing people in. For some of you guys also, the tea on the is that they are actually saying that you have mental health issues and that they're concerned and blah, blah, blah. All of this like narcissistic behavior, when in reality, I feel like it is a completely different story because I see serenity here. I see self-mastery and just withdrawing from society in order to get a clear picture for yourself. Pile number one. What's a tea on me? Give me more. The third eye chakra. Yeah. With the third eye, I feel like this is saying here that you are incredibly open. Your third eye is wide open and that you can see a lot of things that they are surprised and shocked that you can see. first of all, but how would they perceive that? I don't really know. With the number 6, I always tend to feel like that is more a nod to the 6 of Wands. This is about conquering battles, because with the 5 of Wands, you are fighting, you're in the thick of it. And with the 6 of Wands, you've attained victory, but also victory with acknowledgement for people on the outside or people that surround you. So I feel like pile number 1, we're only on 1, Grisel. Pile number 1, what this is alluding to is that your third eye chakra is wide open. I feel like that you're incredibly expansive and you're going within once again. And the tea on the is that, yeah, you're right on so many levels on a lot of things, but this person wants to push on and press through. They feel like there should be no barriers, no walls, and no parameters when it comes to them. The tea on the is that you are selfish, that you are cold, that you're calculating, that perhaps you're even a user, that you don't care about anyone but yourself. But here I feel like people are actually seeing the truth behind those words in that quote tea. That piping hot tea, this person keeps bringing that kettle back to the hearth, right back to the stove. They heat it up all over again. And I feel like it's a constant whenever they get winded and they repeat the same stuff over again to the same people. And I feel like people that are actually listening to this tea, they're kind of sick of it, because as you're minding your own business, I feel like the message is that these people should mind their own business as well, but they are unable to. Why? Because there's no mastery of self here. That's the biggest lesson that they need to learn. Pile number 1. The tea on the is that you're having a good old time, that you're having a ball, that you have taken your love elsewhere. If this is about a love situation, your affection elsewhere, that your heart chakra is growing elsewhere. In other words, that you are lending your affection, your attention, your ears, your perception elsewhere, and they're left out in the cold. There is no celebrating where this person is a part of, and therefore nobody should be happy. If they're not happy, nobody should be happy, damn it. That's how they're feeling. I feel like there is a ton of gossip about how you have choices and how you have the world in your hand and how selfish it is that you don't include them. Now, again, this could be like a mother figure because of this Empress reversed. And for the most part, I think these cards are in the upright, by the way. What is the hot tea on the? What is the tea on pile number 1? What else do we have here? Queen of Swords. Oh, okay. I'm hearing that you are a bitch. Okay. So keep in mind, this is other people's perspective or one selected person, right? But the hot tea on the word on the street is that you are quite the biatch, right? That you are growing things, that you are cutting people off left and right. And once again, that you're extremely calculated. The tea on the is that you are a user and that if it doesn't benefit you, you want nothing to do with it. And I'm looking at this ring around behind her, and you know how they call it the ring of fire. Also, by the way, this could be someone that's had miscarriages or is having one, or feeling like they have lost a child, because perhaps if it's a mother and child situation, that they can't get into your energy and they're feeling that loss. But basically that you have no right to do things like this, that you're a total bitch and that you're enjoying your life without allowing them to have any say-so. What is the hot tea on the pile number 1? What's the tea? More plans? Oh, look. Okay. Yeah, the Ten of Swords, that there has been an abrupt ending, an incredibly cold, calculated ending, that there has been backstabbing here, that yeah, that you might have the cold death stare is what they're stating, that all the things that you have spoken on, that they are not true, that perhaps you're even a liar, and that you are growing things from basically a place of lack, from a place of destitution, and willing to betray and swindle and lie to anyone around you. But actually, this is something that this person is telling on themselves. So I feel like people around them are starting to realize, because this is a repeat behavior. This isn't like a one-time thing. People have had enough time to really observe. And initially, I feel like they were listening with ears that are totally riveted on the story. But now I feel, pile number 1, that people people are thinking this is old. This is an old record player that's broken and redundant, and how they're aware that this person is really projecting all this bad behavior, vindictiveness, speaking bad about people and things like that, that this is actually the person opening up their mouths. Because I feel like you are actually very silent, okay? You're doing your own thing, mind your own business. And this person can't get over talking about this ending that they've had with you, or what they perceive as this ending is with you. So that's a T on the. Please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Help my channel to grow. This is my second channel. As I said, much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to my channel, Tough Doll Tarot. This is my second channel. If you're liking these kind of readings, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Take a moment to check out my second channel, which is really my first. It's called PsychicMD, where I have over 700 and I think 750 videos right now. I'm not really entirely sure. But go ahead and take a peek there. Pile number 2. What's the tea on you? And you chose the Ship in a Cup. It is awfully stormy. Not surprising, because the cards that I pre-selected, I drew these out but didn't look at them initially. They're quite tumultuous, and let's talk about it. Pile number 2. The tea on thee is that you have made an unfair judgment. With the 2 X's right here, the 2 10s right here, you could have had some major endings with 2 different situations, 2 different people. And the tea on the is that you are out of balance, that you are out of line, that perhaps, yeah, you're judging unfairly. You're not looking at things properly. Even the music thing right here, I love that. By the way, forget what it's called. You used to crank it and it would play music, which I think is pretty cool. I feel like whatever it is that you are speaking on, things like that, people are saying, or this person is saying, that you are being judged unfairly. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who has attempted to build, but they are harsh. They are a taskmaster. Instead of being graceful and lovely and welcoming people and friends and family and children to her, this is energy her. It could be male, female, doesn't make a difference. Pile number 2, the tea on thee is that you actually welcome no one, and that's why when you toil so hard and diligently, things don't work out for you. That you're not graceful, that you are a little bit likable in a china shop, that all of your investments have come to naught, that perhaps the tea on thee is that you are broke. Again, I heard swindler, so this is feeling energetically very similar to pile number 1. If you feel torn in between both, you're torn between, all dramatic, right? Pile number 2, if you can decide between which teacup to choose, then maybe perhaps look at both of them. You might have some messages in both piles. So pile number 2, the ship in this stormy cup, everything is tumultuous, that you are embarking on a rocky, I heard rocky road, on a very rocky, emotional timeline, that you are rocking the boat, that you are sinking the battlefield, sinking the battleships, right? That you don't care much about how other people feel one way or another, that you're going to do what it is that you want to do. Also, the tea on thee could be that perhaps people are saying that you're using substances. No judgment there. Been there myself. And I'm not talking recreationally or responsibly. The tea on thee would be that you are utilizing substances basically to your demise, that you're in excess mode right now. So this is other people's perspective, so take it with a grain of salt. Pile number 2, the tea on thee, the throat chakra. There's a ton of blue in this teacup with the waters. The tea on thee is that you are speaking a lot of things that are changing things around you, that are causing and stirring up emotions, stirring up people's feelings. The tea on thee basically is that this is serving to bring things into alignment by shaking things up. And I feel like people don't really quite understand that. I feel like people are afraid of when you open your mouth now of what you're going to say, that they are taking things extremely personally. Like every little thing that you say is about them because, well, that's our frame of reference. Everything is about them. And in a lot of ways, everything is always about us, right? We tend to navel gaze. All of us do quite a bit. But the currency on the pile number 2 is that there's a lot of emotional loss. Now, there's been a lot of changes, not only emotional loss, and I'm going to say right here, even with this ammonite being referenced energetically right here, I feel like the T on the is that whatever it is that you're speaking of is causing people to be emotionally just, I'm feeling like you basically took you flipped tables. You're flipping tables emotionally, okay? You're metaphorically, you're flipping tables left and right in people's lives, that whenever you open up your mouth now, people are worried and concerned about what it is that you are going to open up about or talk about or share. Everything's very nebulous, but I feel like there is a great energy of listening, of hearing, and maybe people could be, I don't know, like spying on you or wanting, trying to get the tea on you from other people. If this is a case of lack of communication, because really, if you're that kind of a bad person, then why are they tuning in and tapping in? That would be my question. That would be my very first question. Second of all, I'm noticing that 2 5s right here are sitting on the board and they are in the upright. With the throat chakra, I feel like you are changing things up by what you're speaking. And maybe perhaps this is something that you have actually did form a judgment on, but it was a judgment that you are going to speak your truth regardless of how other people say or how other people feel, even if it causes a rift, even if it causes dissension among family, that you're no longer willing to toe the line, that you are opening up and speaking on things that are of great importance to you, and you don't care one bit about how other people feel about it. And frankly, when you think about it, if people were to treat you in a correct manner, then why would they worry about what you have to say? But otherwise, even if you were speaking nonsense, why would they worry if it wasn't true? That's another thing that's kind of a big deal, right? So I feel like there's a fear of exposure, a fear of what it is that you're going to say next. There is, it's almost like they're riveted on you with bated breath, and you're changing so much. It's like they don't even recognize you. Pile number 2, I feel like they, whoever they are people in your life once upon a time that really underestimated you, that didn't hear what you had to say, that didn't see what it is that you were repressing and suppressing, that you felt like you couldn't even talk about. And now they are overcome and overwhelmed by the very words that you once upon a time had to choke down for whatever reason. Pile number 2, you are willing to throw out the ship, throw out the buoys, throw out the dinghies. It doesn't make a difference to you anymore. I feel like what I'm hearing actually is balls to the walls, okay? And sorry about that. I'm trying to clean up my act, but this is tough doll to row, and so we're not going to always be on the correct speaking path, right? We're just going to say it how it is. But pile number 2, with all of this ocean, right? We think about the ocean and it's only been explored like a little tad bit of it, and every time we turn around it's like, oh no, we've uncovered this when we've uncovered that, and we didn't know about these things. And it's quite interesting how we're always discovering things. But yeah, anyways, I won't go there. But our trust in science is so near like 100%. It's like, oh well, it's got to be because this is what they discovered. It just kind of makes me laugh. But anyways, keeping it moving. Pile number 2, the Page of Pentacles right here. So I feel like what this is talking about, this could involve a child. This can involve a child, or somebody wants to come towards you slow and methodical. Also, I'm going to feel, what I'm hearing is that your form of destruction in people's lives is slow and methodical, okay? While you are finding your semblance of peace and your stability, you are perfectly fine disrupting other people's stability. Now, if this is, once again, anchored, because I feel like this is emotional loss, and this is about you speaking your truth and other people hearing it and feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that pile number 2 said this. How dare they? And then all these emotions come up. Why are they so riveted on your speech anyways. But I feel like you are finding your voice, and I feel like this is the tip of the iceberg with the Page of Pentacles being here. I'm hearing in my mind's ear, but wait, there's more. Now, you could be really connected to Ammonite. You could be connected to obsidian, green obsidian to be specific. Do I have a piece of that on here? My brain is like so old. I'm like, on my mantle. Do I have it? I do. So, no, this is not obsidian. I'm a liar. Well, anyways, this is really beautiful. But I'm going to say that this person is really just too worried about what you have to say, and they should really be working on some healing for them. Now, I feel like this is also the quintessential, let's rip off the Band-Aid off that wound. Let's get that wound clean. It's been festering. It's been angry. It's been needing attention for a long time. And this wound has not been addressed. And I feel like with your words, simply minding your own business, in a lot of ways, you have ripped off the Band-Aid off of someone's heart, and they are left with having to go and get that tended to. They have to go get that heart purged. They have to go figure out why it's, I don't know, swollen, maybe not doing super well. They need to figure out why it's been shut down, and why they are so cut by what it is that you are saying. Because usually when we're so deeply hurt by something, there is so much truth in those statements then, if somebody is just butthurt, okay? So pile number 2, what I'm looking at right now is actually into the forest. That's another way that I love to do my divination, right? And I'm looking at people holding a child in between them, and they're holding hands with this child while all 3 of them walk. So this could actually be like a familial situation. It could be your family that you have created, or the family you were born into. But something about that, and I'm also seeing like a bunch of balloons behind them. So it could be like a nod to maybe going to the fair, or going to an event where there was unity. And I feel like maybe that's perhaps the emotional loss that they're experiencing, is that they don't feel unified with you any longer. Pile number 2. This ship is off the hook. It's off the radar. I feel like they have really attempted to do, what is that, like ultrasound, or when they have these like machineries that you can see the fish and you can detect all sorts of things going on within the ocean. So you can navigate things that are maybe obstacles underground as well. Anyways, it would be like some kind of sonic vision, or I forget what ultrasonic, I don't know. But anyways, it's that type of a device. And I feel like they're trying to use any device in order to listen, to hear, or to glean more knowledge from you. But they really need to be tending to their own hearts. And I feel like you are the great catalyst in this story. If this does involve a family, whether it's a family you created, you were born into, or that you adopted, or a compilation thereof, right? Pile number 2, you are rocking the boat. You're rocking the hell out of these boats, okay? I'm just going to say that. Pile number 2, what's a T on the is devil tendencies. Yeah, let's get closer and look at this. Now, at first glance, this almost made me feel very much like the Empress that was in pile number 1, where she's holding her tummy, but she's actually holding some kind of a drinking vial here. Who knows? So the devil tendencies: obsession, addiction, impulsive, and naughty by nature. Wasn't that like a song or a group or something? Yeah, but pile number 2, I feel like you are in some ways the devil personified by people that are extending this dialogue. And while they're so concerned about what it is that you're saying, I feel like they're doing quite a bit of talking about you. So it's kind of a cylindrical thing, right? Now, the T on me is that you're incredibly, I heard psychic, but I meant to say toxic. So you could be psychic. The T on me is that you're incredibly toxic, that whatever it is that's going on in your life is out of balance, that you have the wrong perspective, that you are here to bring poison into people's lives. And how, I just saw the number 1333 on my camera right now. And how dare you really cause such commotion to really disturb people on how they are feeling, their stability, and all things like that. How dare you set sail in a teacup full of an ocean that is rockier than hell and not care one bit about who survives, how they survive, or even if they survive. The T on the pile number 2 is that you're out for yourself, that you're making horrible judgment calls in your life. And this person, yeah, is used to tampering. I feel like this person is used to sabotaging, that they're bullying, deceitful, and persuading others negatively. So I feel like the T on the is that they're talking about, wow, look at pile number 2, and they're all up in their emotions, and they're out of balance, they're out of whack. Maybe they're off their medication. Maybe they're not seeing their therapist any longer. The T on the hot tea being spilled on you is all of your dirt. If you've confided in this person, in these people, in any way, shape, and form, you best be sure that these people are spilling all of your dirt, all of your secrets, and they really don't care. Why? Because they want to make you as emotional, and they want to paint you in a light that they themselves feel like they've been painted as. Pile number 2, the hot tea on the is that you are all about your own stability, that you really don't care how people feel, that you are wearing a mask, that it's impenetrable. That is really hard to say. Pile number 2, pick some easier words for me, please. Yeah, that you've been tampering with the threads of life, the threads of fate, that you perhaps are into some stuff, some occult stuff that you have no idea how to master, that you have no idea what you're getting into, and that you are dabbling in things that are extremely dangerous. Yeah. And once again, that you're making bad judgment calls all around. Okay, I'm hearing rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Do you guys remember that song? Probably not because you're too young, but it's an old song. Rock the boat. That'd be you. Pile number 2, bloodsucker, energy vampire, depriving you at your own expense. Yeah. So pile number 2, let's get a good look on this, darlings. So what I'm looking at right here is obviously a vampire, an energetic vampire. And pile number 2, what I feel like this is stating is that these people are riveted on you. They are pissed off that they can no longer get into your energy. And there is an emotional loss. There is an attachment. I feel like how people felt alive and thriving, and like that they were doing something, or things were going well for them, or that they were making any headway in life, was vicariously through you. And now that that lifeline has been cut, that things have been turned upside down, that basically they don't really even know what is going on in your life, somehow, some way, their own ship has become untethered, and they have a lot of questions to ask themselves about this emotional loss, about growing through it, about what it is that they're hearing, about digesting it, and really fixing their own hearts and going within. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for your time. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Grisel with Tough Doll Tarot, and I am having a full-on freak out because what's a T on the? Look at these cards, okay? I did pre-select them, but I do shuffle and I don't look at them simply because my brain gets bored, and if I were to see them beforehand, it is really no fun for me. So pile number 3, the T on the is amazing. First of all, well, let's start with the image that you chose. It's the forest in the cup, and there was a bunch of steam and things coming from the cup, okay? And what I'm hearing is, can't see the forest for the trees. There's a lot of fog. There's a lot of great mystery, but things are growing and thriving. So the T on the, first of all, is that you are a great mystery. People can't really quite pigeonhole you. They can't quite figure out what's going on in your life with all the fog, and that teacup in particular. The T on the pile number 3 is that you are the high priestess. And I'm so happy to see that these cards came out in the upright. You didn't have any reversals so far that I have pulled. And I want to say that you're she who knows. You are he who knows. We don't read sex on this channel. We strictly read energy. Pile number 3, the T on the is that you are incredibly tapped in. You could be psychic, you could be intuitive, you could be clairaudient, clairsentient, you could be a tarot reader yourself, right? But definitely, I feel like you guys are my conspiracy theorists. Pile number 3 typically winds up being it. Sometimes pile number 2. Although this channel is working out a little bit different. Oh, pile number 3, what I wanted to say is that I do have another channel. My main channel is called PsychicMD, where I have over 700, I think 750, I don't know, 750 videos, or over 700, let's just say it like that, videos for your viewing pleasure. And all of them are very similar to these. So if you're liking these kind of reads, please do go there and check it out. That would be great. Pile number 3, the T on the is that you are a reader, that you're clairsentient, that you're a seer. The T on the is that you're a bit scary with your accuracy. She even have gloves hand. I'm feeling like the T on the is that people can't really articulate what they're feeling or what they're seeing. They don't really comprehend the great mystery of how you're able to tune in, tap in. And I'm hearing rat out people. Okay, I feel like you're maybe calling people out. Oh, that I didn't even think of this. Hold on. So the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups. Yeah, and the thing is that the T on the is that you have left. With the 8 of Cups, this is somebody who poured each and every individual cup. They poured 8 cups diligently, and they got the mixture right and the color right, the amount of ice correct. And in each cup, they measured carefully, they poured carefully. This is something that you have walked away from, that you have given it so much time, energy, devotion, emotion. And for some reason, I'm looking at the symbols right here. The is that a division? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with this. But I'm looking at the protection symbol, right? I call it the nimbus. And I'm going to say that the T on the is that you have really walked away from something that was toxic for you, or simply didn't fulfill you emotionally. Because when we're at the 8 of Cups, this is walking away from something that it hurts. It hurts because you poured good money into it. You poured your emotion into it, your blood, your sweat, your tears. And it really yielded nothing back in return. You were doing all the work. And I feel like the T on the right now, pile number 3, is that you've taken back your power, and that you're utilizing what you understand to be the great mysteries of life in a manner to really elevate yourself and find your 9th cup, which is your wish fulfillment. Pile number 3, the T on the is that you are a truth speaker, okay? I feel like you are also a demon slayer is what I'm hearing. I feel like the balances, the scales are finally being balanced by your truth being spoken. I feel like this is on things that you've known for a long, long time. And maybe perhaps you kept the illusion, like the great magician, right? You just decided, well, let's just go ahead and keep up this tarp or this curtain, and we're going to let it be, even though I know that this isn't true. And I feel like perhaps you could have allowed other people to dibble dabble and parade around their own narrative, even though they were untrue, or they could have been blatant lies. And I feel like you gave until you could give no longer. And yes, walking away has been painful. And yes, there is a great fog behind it. People could be left confused. They could be left wondering, where is pile number 3 going if they're not with me, if they're not giving to this? I'm used to drinking from the cups that pile number 3 pours. And why are they no longer here pouring cups? How dare they? But everything is a great fog. And interestingly enough, we have some trees in the back right here in this great device thing, which I have no idea what it is. But pile number 3, the T on the is that you are growing, that you are expanding, that you're no longer giving to things that are no longer giving to you, that you want equitable exchange of energy, that things need to be balanced, that things need to be in a trustworthy manner, that truth needs to be spoken in order for you to accept the assignment and to accept people into your life, that you are no longer buying the lies that other people are doling out, that you've separated yourself from this energy in order to create a different life, once again in pursuit of your happiness, of your dream. Pile number 3, the T on the is that once again, you can't see the forest for the trees, that you're sadly mistaken, that this isn't right. And I feel like you could be, all three readings very similar. You could be having people coming for you, okay? Simply because you've decided to pursue your happiness, that you're no longer focused on other people's whims and desires and happiness and needs, that you're strictly focused on self, that you're focused on what produces, what grows, What gives you that grounded feeling? And what I'm hearing in my mind is, how's that go? I lost my love and feeling. Oh my goodness. It would be nice if I was given the gift of singing too and remembering lyrics, but it's not here. Pal number 3, I'm hearing it in my mind's ear, like very faint though. I feel like it was like, we've lost that love and feeling, now it's gone, gone, gone. Anyways, I don't even know what that song is, but that's what I'm hearing in my brain. The Knight of Pentacles. Pile number 3, with the Knight of Pentacles, the tea on the is that you're toiling, but this figure is covered from head to toe. Like it's in, I'm hearing masked enemy, and why that would be, I have no idea if you're minding your own business, but here we are talking about it. Pile number 3, the T on the word on the street about you is that you are just really focused, that if it doesn't grow, you're not going to pay it no mind, no attention, that you're pretty heartless, that you're thick-skinned, that nothing is getting to you any longer, that people can't actually connect, can't reach, or can't relate with you anymore. With the number 20 right here reduces to a 2, and that tells me pile number 3 that you are really all about balance. Now it just so happens to echo the same number on the High Priestess card, so you are definitely well within your power. All the cogs are working together as they should be. They are as close together as they have to be, as far apart as they need to be, in order to keep that cycle going, in order to function properly. So pile number 3, the T on the is that you're going to use whatever it takes in order to profit. So maybe you are someone who has a spiritual business. Maybe you do readings. By the way, pile number 3, I do private readings. Keep in mind, these readings are general on these channels, both my channels. Only general reads. Take what you will and leave the rest for someone else. Should you like a private reading, the description is, well, the reading link to my Etsy store is in the description box below. So you would purchase your reading, and then I would just film it very much like this, address whatever questions you have that you would submit to me, and I would just send you the video link when it's ready. Moving on. The tea on the is that you are profiting according to whatever it is that your gifts are, that you are the High Priestess, that somehow you have otherworldly knowledge, and that you're bringing it into this earth, and that it is growing and flourishing for you. I mean, you know, that's not necessarily bad tea, is it? The tea on that's funny, because that's what I was feeling with the trees in this cup, the cup that you chose, right? The tea on the is that whatever you touch is growing, is flourishing, it's abundant. It is definitely here to stay. And people are talking about your money, whatever they perceive that to be. They could think that you're bougie, that you're balling, but really you're balling on a budget. Pile number 3, I feel like you're working hard, you're diligent, you are happy, you are steadfast, you are focused. I feel like even here, she's protective of her crystal ball. And it could be that you're protective of your divination tools, and that is great. Of course, we're gonna be. And with the X right here, I feel like even you have been marked. Some of you guys, don't take this if it doesn't feel right to you, but some of you guys have been marked for, I heard witchery, but some of you guys have had spell work done on you and things like that. So you might want to really be careful or take some time to cleanse your energy. But part of this, pile number 3, is that you are loaded, that you are abundant, that you are grossly overpaid for what it is that you do, that you grossly overcharge, that that you leave everything behind with no cares. And what are people going to do, since they're used to you taking care of them all the time, and how you could just do things like that with no warning and simply focus on you. Pile number 3, basically, the tea on the is that you're abundant, that you are bougie, that you keep it pushing, that you ain't looking back. You're not looking back. With the 8 of Cups here, you've done everything that you can possibly do in your mind and your heart, and you're keeping it pushing. Pile number 3, the tea on the is that you are selfish, that you're out for self, that you are, looking out for your own roots and how to ground yourself and how to establish things that continue growing, that you've overcome much, but you're no longer taking company with you. If they bring about the same energy, similar vibration, then you're going to accept people into your circle. Otherwise, okay, this is a piping hot TMA, I'm hearing that if people don't have luxury to give you or to surround you with, if they don't have good reputations, or if they don't own homes, or if they don't have, villas and in different exotic places, that you don't want anything to do with it. Pile number 3, the TMA is that maybe you are indulging in some drinks, right? That you are shielding your eyes from people, that you have game up your sleeve, basically, that there's something inauthentic that they want to project about you. Pile number 3, the TMA is that you're doing super well and people are actually very jealous. They're very envious because I feel like they've been privy to your energy before. I feel like that you have in some way, shape, or form have been giving. You've given of your talents, of your gifts, of even your psychic abilities to other people. And these people did not reciprocate. How do I know that? With the 8 of Cups right here. Pile number 3, you would not have walked away in this situation if it had been reciprocal energy. But there was a constant drain. You could have been looking at pile number 1 as well and trying to decide which. And I feel like you have messages in both, if that's the case, and only if. Pile number 3, it's interesting because I looked at this loaded, and the next thing I was being led to is thinking about how when you upload YouTube videos and things like that, it takes a while, it takes a minute, and you're watching that, okay, it's loaded, it's 5%, it's 10%, it's 50%, it's 80%, and then it loads in full eventually, whatever the timeline, right? But I feel like people, the TMD is that they are watching you load things. So you could be on YouTube, you could be on I don't know, you could be loading things on Facebook, you can do posts, you can be on Instagram, Twitter, Rumble, all the things. But make no mistake, people are waiting with bated breath. People could actually be drinking while waiting for you to upload your material, whatever that is. And pile number 3, the TMD is that you are not allowing people to look into your life, into your heart, and into your eyes as far as what is going on, because you have much to hide, meaning that you have assets and acquisitions, and you have a diversified portfolio or a lot of financial means that you could share with other people, but you're choosing to hoard them instead. That is the T on the. Keep in mind, this is other people's perspective, and we are here for gossip. You don't have to take it to heart, and you don't have to take it personally. Pile number 3, what's the T on the? What? Rebound. Okay. So the TMD could be that, oh, thank you. Next, new life, new lover. Yeah, the next. I'm hearing next. It's the TMD is that you are a user. That once again, if it helps you with your life of luxury, your life of excess, that you will accept it, that you'll draw close to them, that you could be bought for a price. And again, this is other people's opinions on the outside. Why do we care? I have no idea. But pile number 3, here we are. Rebound. Pile number 3. The TMD is that you will utilize people's resources and even suck the life and suck the soul out of them. But I feel like that's not even a thing. From what I'm seeing here, you are simply reciprocating energy that has been long overdue, right? You poured into things until you felt like you were bleeding, and now you're all about what makes you emotionally happy. Splitting hairs. Pile number 3. Right off the bat, I'm looking at this, and even though it says splitting hairs, I feel pile number 3, yeah, the T on the is that maybe you have multiple personalities, maybe you have dissociative disorder, BPD, bipolar disease. I'm hearing Discord. You can maybe have it like a Discord channel. It's not a channel. Anyways. Yeah, but that you're splitting hairs, okay? Differences are so small. Finding fault in something minor, petty distinction. Pile number 3, it's interesting because I feel like there is a lot of projecting energy in this pile. Doesn't have to be, but that's what it feels like, that people are really, in the end, telling on themselves. Pile number 3, the T on the. Let's just get a couple more. I feel like you're doing super well, by the way, and good for you. Oh, escapism. Pile number 3, the T on the is that you escape in a manner that really disrupts other people, that you are here to cause a scene, to cause a fight. I'm here, let's get this party started. So yeah, that your form of entertainment and enjoyment is disrupting other people. And once again, I don't feel like that's true because I feel like there's a lot of peace here. Cyberbully, attacking through words or posts, cancel culture. Yeah, and that's what I was feeling. Pile number 3, the TMB is that your posters are out to destroy other people. That when you do upload whatever mode of social media, whatever you tweet, whatever you do, that it has a bent on destroying other people, that is your MO. And I don't think that that's true at all. I feel actually a lot of peace from your pile. Pseudo influencer, fake accounts, fake followers, fake until you make it. Yeah. Oh, this is such a pretty one. Pile number 3, the TMD is that maybe people are saying that, yeah, you're a pseudo influencer, that what you're putting out there isn't making a difference, or why are you doing that? You're bent on destroying people. But really, I feel like you're minding your own business. You are focused on improving your situation, whatever that is, improving your life, improving your glow up. You could be focused on love, on what is important. I feel like you could be calling your life in a manner that's different. I feel like you could be working on your heart chakra with all the greenery in that teacup and those beautiful trees that really felt like pine trees to me, but I am no tree expert. I'm just saying. Pile number 3, the T on the is that you do live a bougie lifestyle, that you live beyond your means, that you talk a bunch of nonsense in order to destroy other people, and that it is your pleasure to do so. But that could not be further from the truth. I do feel like you have a social media presence, and maybe, again, that you're a tarot reader, or you do something that is energetically helpful to the community. I feel like you could be like a massage therapist, acupuncturist, acupressurist, that you could be a Reiki worker, a light worker, that you could be someone who helps people do soul retrieval. Whatever it is, I feel like this is incredibly helpful, and that you've found your Zen. I feel like even though the 9 of Cups is not quite here yet, I feel like it is well on its way, and that's what you're working towards. And that's why you have an audience that are haters, but really they're fans. Pile number 3, that's what I have for thee. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste.